Alright guys, I got the trans on the bench. I'm going to go ahead and pull out all the transmission bolts to split the cases, and we're going to see the damage. Alright, just got all the trans bolts out. And I just got this shift drum mechanism thing off, and it's loose. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm ready to take this thing apart and see the damage. You guys are going to get the first person point of view on it. Right there. Oh yeah, hold on. This needs loosened. Alright, I got that out of the way. I needed to take it all the way off. Kind of forgot about that because this is in the way of this pulling off. Alright, got that off. It should come right off now. If I can get a grip on it. There we go. First glance in here, not seeing anything real exciting. There's definitely some shaving sand on there, as you can see on my finger. But other than that, I don't see anything that looks too bad. But if we come up here, first thing I'm seeing is a bunch of teeth missing right on that gear. That's really the only gear though I think I see. I'm sure the other one's not good. Yeah, there's one, a half one missing there. Yep, there's another one. So yeah, whatever gear that is shot. Yeah, that's completely rounded off. Yep, I think that's the fourth gear that everyone talks about. You can tell that fourth gear support's definitely rubbing on the input shaft of the trans. I'm curious though why this spun, because I do have the shaft, input shaft core in there, and I got the fourth gear support. But people still definitely have problems with this. It only seems to be the one gear, but I didn't have fourth gear and I didn't have sixth gear. So I think that's fourth gear that's all rounded off and stuff. I don't see any other teeth missing. Right there, there's a little chunk. Alright guys, so I got all the transmission stuff laid out. This is all the bad stuff, and that's the original bell housing, and this is the spare one I got. I think I'm gonna still use the original bell housing and case, the side case over here. I'm gonna use that because those are both okay. But I'm just gonna switch these good gears out in place of the bad ones, the ones that are all stripped out. Recently at work, I turned up all these shafts. This is I'm making cores for all these. Okay, so most people, correct me if I'm wrong, I think all people that build O2Ms, they only put a shaft inside of the input shaft. Like a, it's called an input shaft core support, which is just a steel rod that is pressed into this hole. And I was thinking, why don't I just turn a shaft up for all the holes in all three of the input shaft and the two output shafts. There is a couple, see this one's, I think this is the biggest one, and this one goes in the middle, and this one's on the end. The big shaft right here, which is first through fourth gear, yeah, the big output shaft, which is first through fourth gear, has 3 different steps in these holes. There's a little cover on this side, but there's like a small hole, a little bit bigger hole in the middle, and then a really big hole on the end here. Same thing with this shaft. There's a couple of different steps in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like 3 different steps. So I had to measure it all up and turn up a bunch of different shafts to fit in all of these, and I got them all right here. And I'm gonna press these in. This is the one input. One of these is the input shaft. I think it's this one. Then this one's the first output, which is I think the 5th and 6th gear one. And this one is the 1st through 4th gear. I'm gonna press all these in. And I also thought about drilling and tapping some, like, you know, studs. 2 of them. Well, technically it would be 4. You know, 2 on this side and then 2 180 degrees opposite. Because this 4th gear apparently spins on this shaft because this gear is pressed on. I think I'm gonna take this old one, since it's already beat up, it's never gonna be used again, it's stripped out. I'm gonna knock this gear off. I'm gonna knock this bearing off, press these 2 off, and see if this was actually spinning on the shaft. Because a lot of people say they do. I'm not sure if it really does or not. But if this did happen to spin on the shaft, it would be super galled up and it would look all, you know, rough. I was gonna say, I think the bearing's probably out. Oh yeah. Alright, this top gear is definitely splined. I just pressed it off. And that's what the inside of it looks like. We're gonna press the 4th gear off now. So the 4th and 5th gear is pressed onto this bigger diameter of the shaft. I think these 2 gears are made into the shaft. Hey. Alright, so I just got this gear pressed off of the shaft. This is all definitely one piece. And it does look a little bit scored, like it could have been spinning a little bit. And if you look on the inside of this, it looks a little bit galled up too. So I'm thinking this gear probably did spin on this shaft. So on the other input shaft, I think I'm gonna drill a couple like M6 holes all the way through this and put some like bolts in it to like pin this gear to the shaft. And that'll keep it from spinning. Alright guys, that's going to be part 1 of a 2-part video. Stay tuned. Coming up, I am going to Florida, meeting up with my brother, and we are going to go to Cletus and Cars for like the 3rd time. I'm sure we're going to make a video on that, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think that's going to end it there. I'll see you guys post-pro signing off. I'll see you later.